Hello everyone, it's Robin, the Artsy Bohemian, coming to you from my studio in Los Angeles, California. So I have finished this. I just wanted to show you what I did. When we left off last week, we had bound the spine with some dyed cheesecloth, and then I added another layer of glue, and it really is amazing how well it worked. I was blown away. And I even tried tugging at some of the pages to rip them out, and they just wouldn't budge. So some of it kind of stuck in between, but I'm fine with that. I just love the way it came out, and I hope you guys were able to make one for yourself. And then I just added a collage of layered pieces of fabric, and this image is from My Porch Prints. It's a freebie. It's really pretty. It looks like a real leaf. And then I sewed around it and just added lots of little layers. This is a tea bag, some pattern paper, and I didn't want to cover this because I really like this surface, so I kind of made this a really lightweight cover. There's actually kind of two covers to this. And then it's the same on the back. I just kind of left it loose. And I didn't put anything on the spine, but I did add this piece of sari cloth that I had woven two pieces together with some rayon ribbon and some buttons, and I just glued it on. So I'm really excited because just today, which is Monday, it's the day before I normally post these videos, I decided, and I might be shooting myself in the foot, but I decided to have a 12 days of Christmas. And it's going to be a mishmash of things. Paper arts, we're going to make ornaments. I felt in the mood to just show you some things that I've taught in the past. And I think you're going to go crazy for the very first one. And I'll show you what we're going to make in a few minutes. Just wanted to remind you, you have until midnight tonight to take advantage of my junk journal bundle, where you can make these beautiful junk journals and also bohemian beads. It's a bundle for the holiday season, and it's 2 classes and 2 bonuses, and you'll learn my 4-step journal making formula to make these beautiful journals. Let me just show you a couple more here. There's over 20 hours of video content, and it's a really nice step-by-step from start to finish on how I make my journals. And it's not only good for just one journal, it's what I follow every time I want to make a new journal similar to these. So check out the link below. You have until midnight, and I hope to see you in class. Alright, so I know this is a pivot, and I know I was going to do this as a series, these books here, but it's Christmas time, it's the season, and I just thought it would be fun to do some other projects. So this is the first one, and we're not going to finish it today. I might have to pull this back just a little bit. Those of you who don't know, I teach lots of classes, and I have over the years, and this was a class I taught for a holiday art retreat kind of. And what we're going to do, this is a lid to a box, and we're not going to make the whole thing, but I'm going to show you how to make this adorable snowman. And I thought, well, maybe we'll just make the top and make it an ornament, but might as well just go all the way, and I'll show you how I put it together with this bottle, if there's bottles available still like this. And I'll give you all the materials, and yeah. I'll have more pictures probably at the end of this video to show you more in, close-up detail. But isn't she adorable? It wasn't my idea. I made these I looked back on my photos, and it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I saw a gal who's no longer on YouTube. I couldn't find her. Her name's Mai Larson. I looked for her YouTube channel. It looks like she took it down, so I just wanted to give her credit because I didn't come up with this idea. Mine are a little bit different, of course. Everybody's, you know, take on things is a little bit different, but I just wanted to give her credit. All right, so what you will need is a few things here. Put them all together in this box. There's one already made. Another thing I want to do, which I've been wanting to do for a long time, is make these adorable felted, old-fashioned little, I guess they're ornaments. They were ornaments. If anybody knows what they were used for, I'm pretty sure this was an ornament of some kind. So cute. This one's really old. It has little moth holes in it. But it looks like maybe you could put candy canes in it or something. So that's another thing we'll be doing. So you'll need some styrofoam balls. I got these at the dollar store. They probably, I don't know if they have them anymore. Some of the stuff I got a while ago. But these aren't hard to find. Most hobby stores have them. These ones are 1.9 inches in diameter, it looks like. But you can make whatever size you want. Looks like the one I used on here was bigger. This is the smaller one. You're going to need some glitter, just the clear glitter. You can get this also at Joann's or Michael's. And then some paper clay. I use the brand of paper clay. You don't want to use polymer clay because, as we know, polymer clay has to be put in the oven and you would melt your head. So, some kind of palette to put paint in. We're going to be using two kinds of paint, or two colors, just pink and black. Not hard. A little pearl for her nose. And sometimes it's a little easier to stick a pin, like a straight pin, to keep it stay put. So a little straight pin, because that'll go right through the styrofoam. And this part we're not going to be doing today, but you'll want to gather some of your laces because her neckline has 1, 2, 3, 4 styles and lengths of lace. So maybe start with like a 1 inch, and then a 1.5 inch, and then a 2 inch, and then maybe a 2.5 inch ribbon, and I mean lace. You can gather it yourself, or you can get some that's already gathered. And on this one, I had put some velvet around her neck, and then made a little bow, and then decorated. I'm going to give you the pattern to make this adorable top hat. It's my own pattern. Sometimes at the dollar store, you can find ornaments that are hats. And that's initially what I had done when I very first made this. But then when I went back to get more, they were gone. They were top hats. Or little party hats. You know, you can make them, she can have any kind of hat that you want on here. Okay, let me know if you're excited. I think you're going to be excited about this project. Let me know in the comments below. And we all know that Tim Holtz has 12 Days of Christmas, and it's kind of a fun thing to do to keep our minds off of everything and just have some fun. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper clay to start with and your styrofoam ball, and we're going to put a very thin coat of paper clay on the styrofoam ball. my paper clay is kind of dry, so hopefully it will work. I'm going to take it and kind of squish it out. If you need to, you can add a little bit of water. I do have a little bit of water here, which is another thing you might want to have by, and some paper towels. So I'm going to start squishing this out. And close this back up. If you've never used paper clay before, you do need to close it up because it will start drying out pretty quick. And like this one, I've had it for at least a year, this package, and I keep it in a Ziploc bag, and it's still actually pretty good. When you get it new, it's a lot more pliable and you don't have to add water. But you just want to add a thin layer, like about 1/8 of an inch on here. I'm going to start putting it down. And when you first start, it might be a little hard. It might not stick, so just kind of keep pushing it on there. And just keep pushing down, and it's going to want to flip up, but just, you're the boss of the clay, so just keep pushing it in there. Keep pushing and pushing, squishing it down. I might have to add a little bit more. You don't have to put any on the very bottom because we're going to be covering that up anyway. And you can see if you're going to be adding it to a bottle, when it's wet, you're going to want to push it onto the bottle so it leaves an imprint. Another thing you're going to want is some toothpicks so that you can prop it up while it dries. Those of you who have worked with paper clay know that it takes a while to dry. So you see by me, just that small bit, I was able to really just use enough to push it all the way down. And don't worry about too much of the imperfections. Sometimes what happens with paper clay, when it dries, it starts cracking. So you'll just take a little bit of sandpaper to it, and because we're going to be painting it anyway. Which this one's already. Did I already paint this one? I think I need to get some white paint for this. See, my rings are making little indentations. So it should look something like this. Like I said, you're going to be covering this bottom part with lace. You're not going to see it. So it'll look like this. Okay, I'm just gonna, this one's already dry, this one I made a while ago, and I'm just gonna take a sanding block and just lightly sand it. Just get any imperfections out. And we're gonna paint it. Since I have to paint it and have to let it dry, I will leave it there and then we'll work on it some more tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. This will be the first time that I'm gonna be videotaping for every single day for just 12 days. So you can see there's some indentations in there, but I'm okay with that because the hat's going to be on top, so it'll be okay. One other thing I forgot to tell you is you're going to need paint. So I'm going to be using this parchment color. You can use white. I can't remember what I used originally. It looks like I did use parchment. And you have to you can't paint it until it's dry. I think, yeah, it does look like it. So if you use parchment, it makes it look a little bit more antique. Oh, this is pretty dried out. Good thing my paintbrush is wet. I'm going to grab some toothpicks. So I'm going to poke some toothpicks in here. And this will let me set it up so that I can let it dry. And I think I might have put something in here too to hold on to the, I don't remember. I'll figure it out to put it onto the bottle if we do that. Alright, so I'm going to paint this. I'm going to have to put some water on it. This is chalk paint. You don't have to use chalk paint. You can use whatever paint you want. I mean, you know, acrylic paint at least. So if you buy a whole pack of styrofoam, you can just make several of them, and you'll have people go crazy over these as gifts. I'm telling you. My mom loves hers, and I had quite a few people requesting the class, so I did do it with Mai's permission, of course, and it was a hit. Alright, so we're going to leave it at this today. When I come back tomorrow, it'll be dry, and I'll show you how to put the eyes and the mouth and the nose on. And we'll probably be able to start the hat. Stay for pictures. One more thing I wanted to show you. These are the bottles that I used to put the heads on. So they're kind of like a milk, an old-fashioned looking milk bottle. So if you're going to put it on a bottle, then impress the clay on there. You can actually leave it on there to dry. It won't stick to it. And that way it makes it a little easier to position it when you go to glue it onto the bottle. And it's been a while since I bought these. So it's the Ashland brand from Michael's. And it's just a 6-piece bottle. Here's a picture. Oops. So, you know, any bottle will work. These have a wide mouth on them, which makes them ideal, and also easy to put a Christmas tree in here. So, maybe even like if you save jars from your pickles or, I don't know, whatever jelly, you might be able to use and recycle a jar. All right,